What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to another About Teams video. In today's MLB segment, it's Wednesday. You know what that means? MLB check-in. During the week, once a week, kind of, get to see the landscape of what is coming up, anything important, kind of see where every team lies. And, kind of see anything that's stuck out to us so far. And, Nick, that AL East is very, like we talked about before. It's Yankees, Orioles, still fighting for that. And then we have Boston, Tampa Bay, and then Toronto. Kind of a weird story for their offseason or season so far. Kind of very disappointing. But I think this is kind of like how it's going to play out. I think it's going to be, as of right now, Yankees, Orioles, 1 and 2. That's almost guaranteed. And then Rays, Red Sox fighting for third, fourth, and then Toronto at this point. I mean, they've shown me nothing to say that they can get above last place right now.
Yeah. Before I say anything, shout out to Ava because I know she wants me to talk about the Yankees, even though I hate them. They're playing great ball right now. Obviously, see the little 2-game lose streak, but that's going to be
You're going to have those during the season.
Non-factor. That's going to be a non-factor. Red Sox are keeping their heads above water still, but it's not like they're in the division race. But Tampa Bay is really streaky because before the Red Sox played them, they were on a 6 or 7 game win streak, and then now Red Sox just went to Tampa and have won back-to-back. So it's really weird to kind of see Tampa Bay starts so hot. We saw last year, they won 20.
They were the best team in baseball for the first half of the year.
And then Toronto, man. I mean, I think either Vlad or Bo is going to get dealt at the trade deadline. One of the two. I don't think they'll both get dealt, but one of the two because they have to decide who they want to pay because both their contracts are coming up and they're going to want a lot of money.
Yeah, no, that's going to be the most interesting thing, to kind of see. But with that, yeah, that'll be very interesting. What happens with Toronto, man? Just disappointing. Kevin Gausman, not the same as he was last year, finishing top 3 in Cy Young. Very interesting, but we kind of know how this division is going to play out. Maybe the Red Sox fighting for a wild card spot or Tampa, but otherwise, Yankees, Orioles solidified 1 seed and first wild card. That being said, we'll move into the AL Central. The Guardians.
They're rolling.
They're rolling. They swept my Minnesota Twins. Very disappointing to see that. Now the Twins have fallen 6.5 out. They were on, I believe. So they won. This is the story of the Twins, too, if you want to talk about streaky. I believe they won 17 out of 20. They lose. They get swept by the Yankees, which, would I have liked to see them at least win 1? Yeah, but the Yankees I can see, but you can't get swept by the Guardians, division rival. I think the Guardians hit 2 walk-offs against Duran as soon as I named him an all-star. So, that's frustrating. But, and then I believe I think they finally snapped it yesterday. Byron Buxton was injured. I believe he hit 2 home runs yesterday in a 10-0 win. Joe Ryan, shout out to him, ending the losing streak. Got to build some momentum, though, to get back in. But when we talk about, highlight series, you got, I believe, you have 1 more game against the Nationals, and you have a weekend series with the Rangers. But you have a 4-game at-home series against the Royals starting Monday next week. So no matter how bad this streak was, if you win 3 out of 4, you make up a lot of ground just in that alone. So that'll be a key series I'm watching for if you really want to get back into this. In my opinion, Guardians will probably – I've kind of changed my look. Guardians are just a real solid, really good team. I think they'll win this division, but the Twins, main thing right now is just stay course until Royce comes back. He should be back hopefully within a week or 2 because the bats need a spark, and he's probably the spark just because he's got that swagger about him that I love, like Ant Edwards type. Just brings that swagger. So in my opinion – the series against the Royals will tell me a lot about the Twins in a week or less than a week. Starts Monday at home. You got to bring your A game if you want to get back into this race.
Yeah. It's still early, though. And
yeah, that's the thing.
I think any Minnesota fan on earth right now is not worried about how the Twins are playing. They've got their eyes, they've got their minds occupied on the Timberwolves series and
Yeah,
stuff like
no,
that.
that's true. I'm just, saying for a Minnesota fan, like Twins, I mean, some just, are, and I am too. I mean, I'm not really like, I haven't kept close eye, obviously, on the
Right.
Twins. But if I'm them, I'm not worried. Just maintain course. They were 25-23, actually. I saw on the Twins fan page. Last year, they ended up going to the wild card, winning that, going to the divisional round. So there's no panic right now. We're still in May, but that's just a big series I'm looking forward to. And as for the White Sox, they're playing better. Tigers are just kind of mid. That's just how it's going to be.
Royals are keeping pace with the
Oh,
Guardians.
yeah, no, Royals are – that's been a great story. I love the Royals. Very Bobby Witt, unreal. Salvador Perez, rejuvenated career. Obviously, the pitching. Got some names that just popped up. Seth Lugo.
Right.
Interesting story. Good for them, though. I'm happy for the Royals.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, the AL West, Nick, we may have to admit we were wrong on the Athletics' third place. They're now a half game out of last place. Maybe they can hold fourth, but in my opinion, might be a hot take right now. I think the Astros come back and win this division.
That is a hot take.
But they're only 5 out, no matter how bad they've played so far. Like the Mariners are just, there at what? Like they're just like
Rangers are bad too. The Rangers are playing really bad right now.
Yeah,
first time they've been under.
Where the Rangers haven't scored more than like 4 runs or 3 runs in like their last 5 games. So the offense has gone cold. If I'm Texas, though, I got my World Series. I'm not too mad, but maybe the bats will come around. They're not this bad, but we'll see what happens. I still trust Texas to at least make a playoff push. They're not going to go anywhere. But I'm still not sold on Seattle, but we'll see. They've been, playing a little bit better. But baseball.
Their pitching, barring any injuries, I think is going to keep them in this race all year, no matter how bad their offense. Because you look at these runs scored. They're 3 runs off of the A's. They've got 3 more runs than the A's, but the runs against is what's keeping them in it.
A's are nice, but yeah, who knows? It'll be very interesting to see how this keeps up because Houston's riding a little bit more with momentum. I believe 8-2 their last 10, so they're starting to heat up a little bit. You knew the Astros. You knew the Astros weren't gonna go away, as much as everyone wants them to. But with that being said, now it's time for the NL. I think you can take a victory lap on this. The Phillies will probably win this division, even though it's still early. They just got great pitching, great lineup. Braves lineup hasn't really lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
Yet I think maybe they'll come around, but the Phillies are just arguably the best team in baseball right now. And they're out for revenge. They had their chance last year. The Diamondbacks stole it from them. But yeah, Phillies are on a mission right now. The Braves, I still think, are a good team. And if those bats come around, maybe they could make a push. But Phillies are already 6 games up. I just think they're the better team. I had optimism, Atlanta could make a regular season push to get that 1 seed again. But, shout out, best team in baseball, the Philadelphia Phillies right now. They're just playing with the fire lit under them. They're ready.
I know we talk about the Mariners and how good their pitching is, but they probably right now have the best pitching in baseball. Ranger Suarez is probably the best pitcher, him or Imanaga, but pretty sure Suarez is like 8-0 with like a 1.2 ERA.
Yep.
And he's their 3. He's their 3. They still have Wheeler and Nola ahead of him. So that's just how crazy depth their rotation has. Their lineup is, unbelievable. They've obviously got Harper and Alec Boehm's having a great year, like we've talked about recently. But the Braves, man, I mean, Acuna's playing. There's guys on the Red Sox, like Jarren Duran is playing better than Acuna this year.
Always comes back to the Red Sox.
That's who I watch, man. What do you want?
I respect it. I do the same with the Twins. What's it called? Yeah,
Buxton's
disappointing.
Buxton has as many home runs as Acuna, I think.
That's concerning too, because Buxton just came back off of IL.
Exactly.
And I'd consider Byron's year so far mostly disappointing. And obviously Ronald Acuna Jr. is an MVP candidate. So a lot of disappointments there. But Braves, I think, will turn the bats around. But I'm still very concerned just because even at their peak, they were getting eliminated to the Phillies in 4 games every year. So it's kind of concerning looking ahead. But Braves, just stay the course. Maybe you avoid Philly until the NLCS. Who knows how it will turn out. But with that being said, we move into the NL Central, where it's just always the Brewers there. Just Brewers are scrappy. They're just solid team. No superstar players, but no like real weaknesses. So they're kind of where if you told me the Brewers were 28-20, I'd be like, yeah, that's where I expect them to be. There's the definition of consistent good baseball. We'll either win the Central or get a top wild card and just be there.
Yep. I still think the Cubs, and it's going to be a race between the Cubs and the Brewers. Pirates are going to surprise me though, being up here. I thought them and the Reds were going to be swapping places, but Reds aren't playing too hot.
Yeah, your Ellie De La Cruz team.
But other than that, like the Reds are kind of playing like cheeks. But it's going to be a race between these two teams. I think, and like I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, just because of the depth of the West and the East, I think the only team coming out of this division is whoever wins the division. So it's going to be a dogfight, all year long fighting for that one spot because that very well could
mean not necessarily. I think Atlanta holds the top wild card, but then after that, it could be the Cubs or the Brewers. Like I think they'll get the second or third wild card because maybe the Padres but
I can see the Padres sneaking in because I think they have pretty decent. I mean, Dylan Cease has been pitching good, and I think their lineup will pick it up. And then
I feel like I agree the lineup should pick it up, but we've been saying this about the Padres for like 3 years. They'll turn it around, and they always miss the playoffs. So who even knows? Maybe though, but yeah, I know it'll be interesting. Maybe the Nationals late push.
Yeah, right. Because they've been fighting. Obviously, they just got smoked by the Twins, but
they smoked us first game, but they're also kind of in a weird slump right now, 2-8. So maybe they can pick it up. So it'll be interesting who wins that series today in the Twins Nationals finale. And then Pirates, Paul Skeens, Cardinals, disappointing again. Sonny Gray, if you want to come back here, we'll welcome you in a trade because if you want to go to a contending wild card team, at least Arizona or St. Louis ain't the place to be. But with that being said, the NL West is exactly how you can expect it. Rockies will always be in last place. Dodgers will always be the top team. Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants just kind of in a mid-off there. The Diamondbacks, some question marks after making the World Series last year, but
Corbin Carroll's got something going on. I wonder if he's just got some injury or because I'm pretty sure Carroll's batting under like 200 or something.
Yeah, no, something's up with the Diamondbacks. Yeah. Kind of like that. But you see this, though, with teams that make that surprise run next year, not the same emotional World Series hangover. We're seeing it with the Texas, even though they won it, but Texas has a little bit more of an excuse that the World Series champs, maybe they aren't really trying until they're just kind of in cruise control right now until it really matters. And with the way, the top team Seattle is, they're not far out from winning this division. One hot week from now, and we could be talking about how Texas is back. So, with that being said, a lot of interesting things that have happened, but it's good to see where everything is. We know how it's going to be. Some surprises, but it should be interesting. Come back from a weekend now, see where things line up.
Hopefully, Red Sox going a little 8-game win streak, sneak up those standings, but
replace Baltimore in New York. Yeah, that'd be interesting. As a Red Sox fan, for you, that'd be probably a dream come true.
It would. I mean, I know we got the Celtics right now, so like you, I'm not super, into baseball, but at the same time, Bruins also just got pissed on, so I need something to watch, other than basketball every day. So
yeah,
hopefully, rotation keeps it up and I don't know. It's tough to be optimistic when like they're so streaky, and some days they play incredible and other days they get just beaten down.
Yeah, will be interesting. But with that being said, thank you guys for listening to our MLB check-in weekly. See where every team lies, and we'll catch you in the next vid. Peace out.